So I felt like I had to weigh in a few new perspectives on this post that keeps coming up on my social media feeds where Joe Rogan is talking about how the gym is the most fair place or the honest place in the world. Now, all due respect to Joe, but I don't think that's at all in the least bit true. And taking that perspective that it is a fair place is only going to set you up for trouble. And the reason is simple. It's because the gym is like a microcosm of real life. And life in and of itself is not fair. We all inherently kind of know this. There are people out there driving in Ferraris and other people are struggling to find clean water. And the gym is no different from this because there are some people who will be able to eat junk food, not really pay attention to what they're doing in their workout and put in a minimal effort, and yet they got shredded abs year round. Meanwhile, there's other folks out there who are going to have to put everything they've got into their workouts, really eat strict, really keep things tight and under control, put as much effort as they can into it. And for a weekend, under the right lighting conditions, they might have some slight semblance of one or two toned abs. Now, I'm not making this post to burst anybody's bubble. In fact, if anything, I want to empower you because one of the most detrimental things that you can ever do in your own life and in your fitness career is hoping or expecting things to treat you fairly because life is not fair. Because it's a completely made up imaginary concept by us humans. Nothing about the structure of the universe or life or the world as we know it has any concept of fairness in its natural order and how things are structured. Instead, life isn't supposed to be fair, it's balanced. And that's what we want to put our attention towards. If you want to really screw yourself over and have a hard life or a hard time in the gym, expect things to be fair. I know the counter argument to that may be some people saying, no. Joe's talking about how you get out what you put in. You put in more work, time, and effort, you're going to get it back in spades. Again, that's a myth I fell for years, and I deeply regret it because there is no inherent value in hard work. There is absolutely nothing saying that you will bust your tail, invest a lot of time and money and energy and effort, and it's going to be worthwhile. If anything, I've learned that much of the time, hard work is not going to pay off, that it's not going to be worthwhile, that it's not going to be something that is worth your time and effort. And that's exactly why we have a motivation problem in our fitness culture, because our motivation drops whenever you're investing time and energy and money towards something that's not paying off. Whenever we feel like my motivation's going down, that's exactly what's happening. It's not a personal weakness or anything. It literally means you're spending resources and it's not paying off, it's not worthwhile. Stop doing that. And looking back on my own fitness career, I used to believe that if I put more in, I'm gonna get more back. And now hindsight, 2020 being what it is, I recognize that was not at all the case. In fact, most of the work I've put in never paid off. I put in a lot of time and effort, and looking back, I realized most of it was a complete waste of time. All right, so let's end this video on a bit of a high note. One, life isn't fair, fitness isn't fair, there's no guarantee that hard work's going to pay it off. So how do you use this to your advantage? One, play to your strengths. We all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, and when you're looking into getting in shape, you want to be utilizing and capitalizing the strengths you inherently have, the resources you have, the things that are naturally good at you. If you naturally, for whatever reason, feel you get more out of working with machines than free weights, then screw the free weights, use the machines. Play to your strengths. Make life unfair in your advantage. And second of all, always be a very shrewd investor about your time and energy when it comes to hard work. Don't just put forth an effort and assume it's going to pay off, because it very often does not. Instead, you want to be like a meticulous investor or an accountant saying, okay, these are the exercises I'm doing, this is what I'm doing in my training and stuff, what's paying off? What am I getting the most feedback from that it's worthwhile? And if something doesn't feel like it's entirely worthwhile or paying off very well, change it or kick it to the curb. Most importantly, have an objective-based approach to your workouts. Have a clear, straightforward path of what you want to accomplish in every single workout, and that's going to ensure that your hard work is more likely to pay off. I talk about that a lot more in my book, Micro Workouts, as well as this video here on objective-based physical training. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have questions down below. Be fit and live free.